like right now I was talking to my mom and she was lamenting the local post office closing. And I'm like, I don't think I get anything useful in the U.S. now. Having it closed would not be the worst thing, for me. So I think if you just think broadly about society, you said everything is moving to the cloud. This is the internet is the greatest connectivity device that we've ever invented. It's the greatest telecommunication device that people have ever invented. And so I do believe everything's moving to the cloud. Moving down a level to Autodesk, I think we've demonstrated we're moving a lot of software to the cloud. I don't think that means everyone is moving to the cloud. If you look today and I do it every day today, and I imagine 3 years from now I'll do it, I think there are a lot of applications that will be done on the desktop. I think there's a lot of power and capacity there that will continue to be used. Whether Autodesk does it or not, I can't think of a single kind of engineering design function that some startup somewhere won't do on the cloud. So that everything, look, if you look today, we already described a fairly complete portfolio that goes from PLM to simulation to hardcore design that's on the cloud and running today. So for me to it's almost not like forecasting the future. The future is here today. Things will be on the cloud. There will be dozens of startups that will add more capacity and capability out there for what's going on. I think there are a huge number of obstacles to every organization adopting cloud technology. And I don't think they're insignificant. I think there are the two, I've talked to a lot of customers this week already. The two I find that are foremost in people's mind, the first one that jumps to everyone's mind is the question of security, privacy, reliability, something around, levels of service in some ways, and concern about confidential information. I think some of those will fall by the wayside. I think others will be there. I think, do you expect to see dramatic breaches of privacy? Yeah, we've already seen them. A year and a half ago, remember the thing that got characterized by the press as the Google attack, but was a really broad and wide attack, on industrial, financial, and technology assets in the United States. That was a broad-based, industrial espionage attack. That will continue to happen. To the extent we do it there or anywhere else, there will be serious things to consider. So I think that is not one that goes away easily. I think the other thing is, in many cases, for anyone to move to any new technology platform, you have to do more than merely replace what people have today. So the level of integration, people have, if you look at the set of desktop tools, they're incredibly robust today. For what we do today, and we collectively as the industry, we have come a long way. People do amazing things with the collective set of tools out there. Whether it's the cars or the spacecraft or the aircraft or the consumer products, buildings, infrastructure that are built every day. It is amazing what are actually done with those tools, and those are all essentially done on the desktop. And they are well integrated into the processes of the companies that do it. So anyone who wants to come along and convince somebody to use another kind of tool, it has to be really compelling. So what is the compelling event? If I'm merely replacing, I don't think people change. I think what you will see with the cloud most likely is it will look a lot like every other disruptive technology. That it will be identical. The big mainstream people will find lots of reasons to not use it, to poo-poo it to some extent, to downplay its significance. But you will find, for the students, they will find this a great platform. If you look at Fusion 360, it should be in every university in the world. It's better than whatever tool is installed today, I guarantee you. If you look at small businesses, you're going to have cloud-based engineering tools that are more appropriate than the things that they have today and have access to. So you will, just like in all the other disruptors, you will find people who are underserved or overserved by technology who find this new generation useful, while many of the stronger, more established people find really no need for it. And over time, that battle will play out. But in some ways, the statement, the seemingly prophetic statement that everything's moving to the cloud, I think it's self-evident that it is moving there. I think the real trick is seeing how many people and how fast they move to the cloud, and how many people find that the other environments they have are more productive and more compelling. Yeah, there's a follow-up?
Yes.
Yeah.
So for the foreseeable future, will your customers have a choice?
Absolutely. And I try to be as clear as possible on main stage about that, about saying, we see that, first of all, we see our role as tool makers. And what we want to do is provide a broad choice of tools. We don't try to tell them run on Mac or Windows. We don't say use this browser or that. Don't be on an Android or an iOS device. Our goal is to give the broadest selection of tools out there and give people the choice to do it. I think, what's interesting is that if you look at just these so-called cloud apps, but they really are in some way some kind of distributed application. There's some computing going on up there somewhere, and some computing going on your local device. And just to use like a simple analogy, we will all be better off when the way people use their tools looks more like, on your phone using Yelp. I don't know what's, I use Yelp. What I'm doing is looking for a restaurant. I'm talking about a higher order of what I want to do. I don't know if the map's coming from here or whether the data should cache low. I don't care. I'm just trying to find a restaurant to eat at, and I want to know what other people think about it. And I think that's a better thing. So the real direct answer is, yeah, customers will absolutely have a choice. To the extent people find this the most productive environment they're going to work in, they should absolutely use it. My suggestion to anyone would not even be to move wholesale, even if you love the vision of where we're going. What you should do is figure out which of the things that make the most sense and, incorporate them one by one. Even if you like it. If you hate it, you shouldn't do anything differently than what you're doing today.
All right.
Thank you.
And on that note, we're going to have to end it.